for over 50 years with over 30,000 five-star reviews. Spencer's, it's like having a friend in the business.
I was a part of the problem. I am here now standing as a man that wants to be a part of the solution. I brought my community down. I hurt people. I was the uneducated man in the kitchen playing chemist with drugs I knew absolutely nothing about.
Well, just last week, country singer and Grammy nominee Jason DeFord, also known as Jelly Roll, got in front of Congress admitting to being a part of the fentanyl problem that we're seeing in a part of the country. Millions die each year from fentanyl overdoses. And a question a lot of people have is, how does one even recover from such a harrowing addiction? That is a very loaded question. So we have Brad Jeroma here, who's a therapist with Scottsdale Recovery Center. I don't know how you answer that question, but we know that someone who is watching this morning knows somebody that is in some trouble. So what advice would you have for some people if they have a loved one who's struggling with addiction?
Well, I think Jelly Roll kind of hit it perfectly. Is the first thing we got to do is remove the shame and bullying out of the addict. Shame is going to keep a person in active addiction a lot longer than anything else. We remove that shame, we offer them services, they feel empowered, they want to get better. That's the biggest key. Is addiction the root cause, or is there something else that's masking? Addiction, in my mind, addiction is actually a behavior that comes out of a root cause. So Jelly Roll actually kind of hit on that, talking about the understanding the root cause behind it. So we're talking about things like mental health issues, poverty, political discord, things like that that people are trying to escape from. Yeah, and you know, people are going to ask this question: is it even possible to recover from such a troubling addiction like from fentanyl? I mean, is it important to share some success stories as well so people can see, like, hey, there is a way out? Oh, absolutely. You saw a success story with Jelly Roll. And so I see them all the time. I'm so passionate about it. I love seeing that light turn on in a person's eyes where initially they were at life's bottom with no sense of hope, and then their light turns back on. So I see it all the time. Absolutely, you can recover from this. How does someone get there, Brad? So we, at Scottsdale Recovery, or other places like us even, we offer an entire suite. We bring them into detox. We have residential level services. We have partial hospitalization, intensive outpatient. We do group therapy. We do individual therapy. And then we do wraparound services like case management to help them get jobs, find a place to live, get them back on their feet. A lot of people either too proud or have a strong personality, and they will say, you know what, I can kick this on my own. I can just stop tomorrow. Yeah. And I can sort this by myself. Absolutely. That's part of the shame-based situation, is people believe that willpower alone can do this, and it can't. So ego and shame are the two things that will keep a person in addiction. So we try and break that down and build up their self-esteem organically rather than have them focus on the ego of, I got this. Obviously, as well, a level of honesty, too, that comes with, like, hey, you're not just fighting this for 3 months, 6 months, a year. This is a lifetime challenge. This is the empowering piece of things like group therapy, when they're in a room with 20 plus of their own peers. People are dealing with the same situation on all different levels of recovery, and they're holding them accountable and saying, dude, you got to break this down. You got to get real with yourself, or you're not going to make it. And they listen to their peers more than they listen to somebody like me. I guess, you know, this fentanyl epidemic that we're seeing, right? It's dangerous because we know that the drug can be deadly, and we know it's cheap. Yes, those are really the biggest things. It is very powerful. It's 50 times more powerful than heroin and 100 times more powerful than morphine. So the euphoric effects are significant. It's deadly. It will, you know, repress the central nervous system. It'll stop people from breathing. So yeah, and it's cheap. It's about $1 a pill. Wow. And it's short-lasting. So unlike some drugs that last all night long, fentanyl, you get a couple hours of a high, so the person now is going through withdrawals, they got to hit it again, and then again, and then again, and it just keeps building on itself. All right, Brad, thanks for coming in this morning. Real quick before you go, where should someone go if they know someone who is struggling and can really use the help? You can go to our website, scottsdalerecovery.com, or you know, get them to any kind of a treatment center. Look at SAMHSA, Substance Use Mental Health Services Administration, their website, Maricopa County website. all have fantastic resources.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us this morning on this very important issue. And there's also a list we want to show you as well. If you're in need of Narcan, we know that this is super important. You should be able to find a kit at any Phoenix library. There are also a number of places across the valley where you can get some. This is a look at the Sonoran Prevention Works website where they have a map so you could find the nearest free Narcan. It can save a life, that's for sure. Let's send it out to Holly.
Hey, good morning, Arizona. We are here at Friends for Life in Gilbert at their yard sale event that starts at 8 and goes all the way until 2. The proceeds here go to a very good cause. So I want to bring in Barb this morning. Barb, thanks for being here with us. Kind of give me a breakdown of, what this yard sale is.
So this is our annual yard sale. We have our supporters come and donate any items that they're not going to be using.